I'm not a doctor, just someone who's dealt with high blood pressure pretty much my whole life. Ever since my teenage years, I've had headaches, ringing ears, and blood pressure spikes. Then came the diagnosis, pills, and a strict schedule. Yes, meds help, but every time I took them, I felt like I was just covering up symptoms instead of tackling the real issue. So I started wondering, what actually affects blood pressure? Why do some people stay stable, while mine jumps around with the weather, food, and stress? I dove into books, watched lectures, and listened to what doctors, scientists, and ordinary folks had to say. I gathered information, experimented on myself, and noted what worked. I don't have a magic bullet, but I've got my own personal system, and it's working. Here's what I do. Keep my vitamin D3 levels up. Add potassium and magnesium-rich foods to my diet. Drink more water, stick to a schedule, and get enough sleep. Cut down on stress and avoid overloading myself. Fun fact, even small lifestyle tweaks, diet, movement, sleep can lower your blood pressure by 10 to 15 points. Feeling in control is the real win. It brings peace of mind. I'm not trying to cure high blood pressure. I just want to live comfortably with it on my own terms. And if sharing this helps someone else, even better. When I began exploring blood pressure, vitamin D3 kept popping up everywhere. I used to think it was just about bones and sunshine, but turns out it's directly linked to blood vessels and heart health. D3FX, the flexibility of your arteries. Without it, your vessels stiffen and pressure rises. Inflammation, it helps calm things down. Regulation of the renin-angiotensin system, which directly manages blood pressure. Mood and stress levels, one of the biggest triggers for pressure spikes. I took a blood test, and like most people, I was deficient. So I started spending more time in the sun, about 15 to 30 minutes daily, eating foods rich in D3, eggs, fatty fish, mushrooms, taking supplements, but only after consulting with a doctor and getting tested first. Interesting fact, even active people can be low on D3 during summer, especially with age or chronic stress. When I got my D3 levels up, I became way more stress resistant, and my blood pressure stopped reacting so sharply. Not magic, just basic stuff I didn't know before. I've always heard about salt. Eat less salt if you have high blood pressure. But no one told me about potassium. Turns out, the balance between potassium and sodium determines whether your vessels constrict or relax. Potassium calms your heartbeat, helps your vessels relax and stops them from spasming, regulates fluid balance, reducing swelling and overload. When you're low on potassium, everything tightens up. Faster heartbeat, tension, pressure spikes. Now I include spinach, broccoli, potatoes, skin on, legumes, beans, chickpeas, lentils, bananas, melons, kiwi, avocado. There were some issues at first, bloating, heaviness, but I found a simple trick, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in water before meals, and my digestion adjusted perfectly. Cool fact, one banana gives about 10% of your daily potassium needs. Not a cure-all, but definitely real support. Plus, it's tasty and easy. Veggies are no longer just a side dish, they're my pressure management tool. Eating them literally feels good. I spent years wondering about this. Can you actually break free from constant meds and stop fearing every pressure spike? I won't say I've completely ditched the pills, but here's what I can confidently say, I've taken control back. What really made a difference? Consistent sleep, without late night scrolling. Daily walking, not hardcore workouts, just regular movement. More clean water, less coffee and sugar. Relaxation, sometimes it's a warm bath, sometimes music, sometimes pure silence. And here's a neat trick. Bananas became my emergency brake. When I sense my pressure rising, I grab a banana. Quick potassium hit and my heartbeat steadies. Did you know? Just 30 minutes of brisk walking daily can lower your blood pressure by 5 to 7 points. That's comparable to mild medication without any side effects or prescriptions. Managing blood pressure isn't a fight. It's like driving a car. You feel every reaction, learn your body's signals, and the better you know yourself, the smoother your journey.